What did you draw?
I drew an object head. I like drawing object heads every now and then.
Yeah, you got some really nice ones.
Thank you. And this one I asked. I was like, hey, who among my friends has an idea? And 2 different people said a gaslight, like an old-fashioned street lamp.
Ooh, that's a bump there.
Yeah, I didn't record most of this. And I looked up, because I knew that I had seen some old-fashioned street lamp object heads before. They were all dudes. All dudes. So I decided to do a lady.
Yeah.
And this first skirt thing, it's like a skirt. It's a pair of pants that has another panel on top of it, in the front of it, to make it into a skirt. And it was called the divided skirt, which I think is bullshit. It's a skirt.
It's MC Hammer pants.
Yeah. Well, this was just a skirt. But I couldn't figure out how to draw it, so then I went with basically MC Hammer pants, yes.
Hammer pants. How indecent.
No, they end under the knee. And they would wear them with these really long stockings and...
I can see the outline of her ankles. Scandal.
Yes. But this was also a fashion at the time.
Yes.
So, decided that her head should be the main light source. Logically, it is a light. And
she's having a glowing good time.
yeah, and I did this technique where I filled in the entire line art and then did a clipped to the layer below to color it in. This is not the way I normally like to work. I realize now it's not the way that I like to work in general. Never again. But...
you tried it and did the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I liked not having to worry. Yeah, thank you. I like not having to worry about going outside the lines.
Yeah.
But it's going outside the entirety, the whole object as lines, instead of each separate piece. And I like to have each separate piece, you know, something I can then clip to in order to do the shading and the highlights and all that. So this was just the flat color.
Okay.
And I've got my little palette up there that I try to reference back because I didn't want to do too many colors.
Ooh.
And that's how I did the shading. And again,
very nice.
She is the light source. And so I wanted the shading to be like blues because I figured there'd be a blue sky and maybe a blue road, and I probably should have done the background first to figure out what's like reflecting.
Maybe.
I didn't. But I like the way she turned out here.
Yeah.
But then she needed a background, and I needed to push it more. And then the struggle with color, realizing what I was doing in the background and what I had left to work with after that. I also needed to use her gesture, her general, the position she was in, to show every little bit of her mood. Because I wanted her to be happy and really enjoying herself, and she doesn't have a face.
The huzzah-ness.
Yeah. And she has to be sitting on that bike and holding onto the bike, so that left hand of hers is doing a lot of work. I'm really happy with the clouds here.
Well, her back posture, too. She's got, like, that...
Yeah, the lean.
The huzzah lean.
Yeah. I really like how the clouds turned out.
Oh, those are fluffy.
Thank you.
Those are nice spring clouds.
Thank you. This is not necessarily how a shadow would work. With the light just being right there, because that's from her head, but... took artistic liberties.
Yeah.
And bushes. Just...
well, that was the fashion at the time.
Bush. Well, I thought about doing a whole forest, but the big trees that I had originally pictured would have covered up the clouds. And since I like the clouds as much as I do, bush.
I really like how you put down the base color, and then with a tool you made it look like something that, you know, had been meticulously painted over hours.
Thank you. I mean, total this piece took hours, but not the bush.
Yeah, the coloration of the plants and stuff. It's very...
Thank you. I've been using a combination of a watercolor blender and just blurring, and that makes this nice painterly, soft effect.
Yeah, it's kind of watercolory.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Here's me darkening things up because I need more contrast. More!
There's shadows.
Yeah. I needed more. Especially with now, it's the green in front of the green, and I mess with that later, but I like the pink. I liked that she kind of...
It's a wonderful palette.
Thank you. I like that she kind of matched the bike. And yeah, I was trying to keep in mind where the fabric is and how folds are working and all that. Figure out where should be like a harsh shadow versus a more soft one.
Yeah. Well, there are multiple light sources because you have the sun too, so that
Right.
plays in.
You know,
She does give off this marvelous glow, though.
Thank you. Also, thank
Well,
you.
I can see the highlights where her lamplight is shining.
Oh, I thought you meant just her personality.
Not that too. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just like, as we were looking at you,
Yeah.
like pushing the shading and checking it in black and white.
Yeah. And that's a good idea, always, to check your values.
Oh, it is fully in nature.
Yeah, because it was so empty, so I added mountains, but I wasn't looking at a reference.
I mean, those are good mountains.
Thank you. I tried to make them snow-topped, and then realized I didn't know what I was doing. Still didn't look up a reference, and this is just me messing with mountains, trying to figure it out, trying to make it work. I wanted to have somehow the lighter bit behind where she's darkest.
There you go.
Because I wanted her to pop out more.
Yeah.
Because, again, need to push it. So this gets done and redone and done again 1,000 times before I'm happy with it. But eventually I'm happy with the mountains.
Just keep adding shades and highlights.
Yeah. You know? Just carve my way into being one
That's lovely.
Thank you. So this was the finished piece.
It was?
It was.
What happened?
And I was really happy with it, and I'm still really happy with it.
What did you do?
Though the problem, again, is the green pants against the green background.
Oh, okay.
Because she
Too many
winds up...
greens.
Yeah. See, now?
There
That's
you
a little
go.
nicer, because we had the blue sky, so...
You took away the blue sky for the gray, so now you can have, like... Yeah, it still is within the palette.
Right.
Lovely.
It's still not over-colored. But that way she pops out a little bit more than she did before.
That is lovely. Oh, plus she's all primary now. Which
Yeah.
makes it, yeah. Yellow, pink, and blues.
So I do love doing object heads.
Yeah.
It forces me to think about posing and setting and everything else.
Tells a story.
Yeah, because otherwise I rely pretty heavily on character design in the face.
You do very good on facial expressions.
Thank you.
But your body posture is also very, very lovely.
Thank you. So that's my Gaslight boss babe. Girl boss.
Yeah.
Gatekeep.
Which kind of inverts the idea behind a woman getting gaslighted.
Yeah.
It's now a happy thing. She's on a base.
She is the gaslight.
She is the gaslight.
She is one with the gaslight.
She's a beacon.
Anyway,
Well, she won't be defined by a man.
thanks for joining. Rock on.
Rock on. If you have compliments for Rowan's beautiful artwork, leave them in the comments.
Oh, also, I did all this in Clip Studio Paint, and I'm gonna see about putting a link in the description, because it's a great program.
Ooh, yeah, for good things.
Alright,
Rock on.